Eh, eh, eh. All right. Well, time to feed these hungry gamers again. Hello, people. Good mornings. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? So, Sea of Thieves got 40 million players. Okay. Yesterday I did a video on Smite. Smite 2 is coming out, but the first game had 40 million players on it. But now Sea of Thieves has 40 million players. Yeah. Yeah. Well done, Rare. Well done. And when this game came out with let's see, when Sea of Thieves first came out with Forza Horizon 3. But Forza Horizon 2 was already doing damage on Xbox One. And it was Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 3 on Xbox One. And those games really changed the landscape on the Xbox One when it comes to gaming. Because they were like open world, open ocean, open world. And your freedom of movement wasn't limited. And what made Sea of Thieves even stand out is the ocean and the way it was moving, man. To see that thing moving, never seen it in the video games. Well, of course, there's Batman Arkham Knight, but that's after. But still, Sea of Thieves did its thing. But when Sea of Thieves came out, you had Atlas, you had Blazing Sails, and then you had Skull and Bones. Now, Skull and Bones, to me, should have came out right when Sea of Thieves came out, because that was the height of the pirate games that deals with the ocean. And to me, Ubisoft, the creators of Skull and Bones, they should have used the user base and tried to build a game while people were playing, because that's what Rare did. When Sea of Thieves came out, there's a thing called communication, and Rare Studios communicated with the user base. They didn't leave them in the dark, so the users will send Rare feedback. Rare listens to it and then send it back to them with meaning updates, and it was a back and forth thing. So Skull and Bones should have done the same thing. Skull and Bones should have done the same thing. And Skull and Bones went through I think four directors, three of them. And then when Skull and Bones came out, the game Skull and Bone loses its momentum that it had when it first came out. Like when they first showed the very first trailer, they should have released the game then, and then build it from there. But Rare, they released Sea of Thieves, and they communicated with the user base from day one. They didn't just release the game and then go do something else. No, they just kept talking to the users, and they had their little weekly or monthly seminars or whatever, and the game just kept growing. So yeah, the user base grew then. But 40 million players, that's a pretty good that's really good, man. That's a good accomplishment. Now Rare, Rare, I'm still waiting on my Everwild, whenever you guys decide to make that. So I'm waiting on that. But 40 million players, man, that's pretty good. That's really, really good, man. That's a big accomplishment for a game, for one single game, So that's pretty, and they just kept talking to him, man, like back and forth. Atlas came out, but I think you had to be on that game was released on Xbox, and then there was Blazing Sails. That Blazing Sails was based off of a board game, and I think Epic was was the publisher behind that game. So yeah, but Sea of Thieves, man, yeah, the user base just kept growing, you know, and kids, teenagers, adults, older adults, they all play this game. So yeah, because it's a you know I mean that game is for people who love the ocean, pirate life. If they ever lived in the pirate times, they like that, you know, pirate stories, pirate life, oceans, and all that. And the way the ocean be moving on this game, 40 million, yeah, it's impressive, man, to see, you know. Now you had Tech for Gamers, they were trying to say Assassin's Creed Black Flag was the best pirate game, but no, it's not Assassin's Creed. It's Sea of Thieves, you know, because Assassin's Creed goes into different story. It didn't stay consistent with the pirate life setting. Sea of Thieves, I took over that, and yeah, the game has been growing since. Skull and Bones is out now, right? But Skull and Bones is like trying to find its footing, you know, versus like, you know, when they first did that first trailer, that's when they should have released that game. They should have dropped it right then and there when Sea of Thieves was out, and then use Sea of Thieves to like build your game, you know, and that would have been the outcome would have been different. But anyway, but since Skull and Bones didn't come out at the time it was supposed to come out, Sea of Thieves user base kept growing, and every delay that Skull and Bone has, Sea of Thieves benefited from it. So yeah, Sea of Thieves is yeah, that user base. Oh yeah, it's a big one. 40 million, man. So well done. I would say well done to Rare. Now there were some YouTubers, you know, there were some Nintendo YouTubers that was talking bad about Rare when Microsoft had got Rare Studios. But to me, even though Rare made a lot of games for the 64, and I think it was they made that Star Fox. They made that Star Fox. I think it was Dinosaur Planet. To me, based on the hardware that Nintendo is building with their limitations and their constraint, to me they were holding Rare back. They were holding them back from growing, from ascending. And once Microsoft got Rare Studios from Nintendo, it's like Microsoft like, okay, we build powerful consoles. So they built the Xbox One or the 360, throw it at them. And it's like Rare finally, to me, it's like Rare got the freedom they needed to make games how they want to make them. Because if you look at the games on the 64 that Rare did, whether it's GoldenEye, whether it's Banjo-Kazooie, whether it's Jet Force Gemini, whether it's Diddy Kong Racing, whether it's even Donkey Kong. If you look at the games on the 64 versus a 360 versus Rare games on the 360 and the Xbox One, you can see that that Rare was being held back. So once they got with Microsoft, man, they haven't looked back since. They finally got the hardware they need now. Microsoft built the 360, gave it to them. They made I think they made this game called what's his name? Kamiko. It's the girl with on the front cover. It's like the girl with the she's like looking at a gem or like at a crystal ball or something. I think that was the first game they made. But then when they got the Xbox One, and it's like they made Sea of Thieves, it's like they finally got the freedom they need to like really like express themselves like creativity wise, or you know, game development wise, and show and show off their talents. So that's what Sea of Thieves did. I don't think Sea of Thieves would have been possible. I don't think Sea of Thieves would have been possible if Rare was still with Nintendo. I don't think so. So you know, when they got with Microsoft, Phil and the heads at Microsoft, including Satya and Phil Spencer and Matt and Sarah, when Rare got with Microsoft, Microsoft build powerful consoles, and when they build powerful consoles, they don't put restraints on developers, man. They let the developers express themselves with their with the power of the consoles that they're using, and you can see it with Rare when they dropped Sea of Thieves on Xbox, man. They grew, and the games that they were making, man, it's pretty impressive, man. So for those people that was bad mouthing Sea of Thieves, that was the Nintendo YouTubers, they know who they are. They're playing the game now, So Rare has grown, man. And that's one thing about Microsoft. Microsoft give developers the freedom, to make the games how they want to make them. They don't based on the power of the console. They don't hold the developers back. And it's like they just build it, throw it right at them, and it's like, okay, do what you guys do. Yeah. So Sea of Thieves, man, is that game is really fun, man. When you got 40 million players on it, and not only that, they can play offline too. So yeah, on different servers. So yeah, man. Rare has grown, man. Rare has grown. So 40 million users on PC and Xbox, and ahead of the PlayStation. And then now you add now that they took Sea of Thieves and put it on PlayStation, and PlayStation user base now is big. Oh, that number about to really grow bigger now. 40 million? Yeah. That's maybe double or triple. So yeah, Rare and Microsoft is having success right now. So 40 million players, man. Pretty good, man. So I would say keep pushing, Rare. Don't stop. But we're waiting on Everwild. We're waiting on it. We're waiting on it. So yeah. But other than that, man, I think they're working on a Banjo-Kazooie. I think they're working on a new Banjo. They're working on something. I know Everwild is one of them. But I've seen news of Banjo-Kazooie in the news. So yeah. Microsoft gave them the freedom they need, man, and they haven't looked back. They haven't looked back since. So yeah, but now that the PlayStation user base is in the fort, and add that PlayStation user base to it now. Yeah. So pretty good for them, man. Microsoft keep pushing, but Rare, we're looking forward to Everwild whenever they decide to release that game, Everwild. But other than that, man, game industry moves on. But to all you the PlayStation user base fans, they're going to be added to the mix. Oh yeah. So 40 million players, pretty good. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars such a thing. Dark side. Gone. Peace.